up today.
Yeah, we're definitely going to bring that up. Thanks for tuning in here to our live coverage of thoroughbred action from Keeneland and Aqueduct, Belmont at the Big A. Jon Hardoon joining us once again. How's it going, John?
Good, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing good. Has that dog become your dog now officially?
No, I got him back this week for a few days, and he's a pain in the neck.
Yes, it's always nice to get a babysit.
It's amazing. He doesn't say a word unless I'm on a radio show or on a podcast. He just sits quietly.
He could sense. He could sense the adrenaline pumping up in you.
He has his own opinion in some of these races, and I guess he wants to give them away. So,
well, you'll have to come up with that.
Well,
that ain't working. All right. Anyway, so we've got.
Let me get him a treat.
Sure, you go right ahead. Treat him up. We have some more race activity for you, as always, here as we're going to dig into race 7 at Aqueduct. That is going to be the Sands Point Stakes, and race 9 at Keeneland, which is going to be the Raven Run Stakes. So before we get to that, let's take a look back at what happened last week. A very successful week, John.
Almost a great week, to be honest with you. We gave out that one winner at 13-1 with the exacta, but the next race we gave out, we got nipped for second. We would have given out another nice exacta, but I don't think people have too many complaints. I would hope not, but you never know.
Not at all. You can check out some of our comments here. The North, well done. Let's see. Oh, we got this. Who is? Oh, I didn't even check how we spell. Let's see. Dios Mello.
Jose. English. I translated to English. So
Jose. I'll just call him Jose. I have a Jose in there. So Jose. Yeah. Okay. I already did it. Anyway. What's it say? Translate to English. Mr. John, I always find your horse racing comments very good. Let's see. Joe with the 693. Greg, give John some love. Picking 2 horses and 1 wins at 13-1 is like going 6-0 in football bets for a week. How often do you do that?
Not very often. Listen to us, we do it sometimes.
Well, yeah, here on the horse racing show, absolutely.
6 winners in football, not quite so easy. But
Jose says the best predictions in horse riding guidance. Mr. John, the best prognosticator. So we have a new.
You didn't do too bad yourself, so you on some of these horses too. So
yes, well,
you deserve kudos as well.
Good teacher. And Jay Blitz 7245 again, 5-time comes back 135 parlay onto a Cole $23 exacta 125 times 11.5 equals a whopping 1,400 and was it 14,000?
No,
370 or was that 1,400?
I think it was 1,400, but whatever. He still made 10-1 on his money, so there's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Either way, that's good money to make, and we're certainly glad everybody's making it. Don't forget, you can hit the thanks icon on the bottom of the video if you would like to give thanks to John and the channel here for all of our free content now. 100% free horse racing content, and anytime you want to do that, you are more than capable. All right, so let's talk about the races this week. Let me go ahead and pop up the entries. We're going to start off with the earlier race, and that is going to be race 7 at Belmont at the Big A, which is the Sands Point Stakes race. And as we go into this one, let's see. This race is going to be a field of 8, a 1 1/8 turf race, and this is a $200,000 purse for fillies 3-year-olds. Should go off close to 3:30 on Saturday.
And the weather will be nice. They're not expecting any rain. That's the good news. The bad news is, to be honest with you, it's not a terrific betting race. The favorite looks a little better than the rest, but we're going to try to beat her with another horse. But if she wins, I wouldn't be surprised. And that's the 5 horse Ready for Candy. But
I think your dog needs some candy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
The treat didn't do it. What happened?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's getting spoiled. That's what happens. They get spoiled, and one treat's not enough. Because he thinks, hey, if I keep barking, it'll give me more treats. Yeah, it's not a big field. It's not a great race, but there's only a few graded stakes races this weekend, and this was one of them. Matter of fact, if you take a look at the entire weekend, there was another grade 3 race at Keeneland, but that had a really short field, I believe.
Yeah, 6 horses in it. So I try to pick, we do this in advance before we see the odds or even get the sheets. We try to pick out fields that have some, depth to them. But it is what it is. So let's do it and see if we could help everybody out here.
We'll start. The morning line favorite is the 5, Ready for Candy, who looks like she's going to be tough to beat. But let's see if we can do it and there's I think there's some really interesting behind the scenes to look at that's playing right here on the form regarding a race previously from several horses in this field that could make this interesting. But we'll start with the 1 first, Boca Queen. And she's an 8-1 shot. Now, she started off really good with back-to-back 11s. Went to a 14 last time out. So she's only been at Woodbine. She's never been off Lasix.
That's the problem. In Woodbine, you get to run on Lasix in stake races. The problem with this horse is that the Woodbine horses don't always transfer their form to other tracks. But what I like about the horse, there's pluses and minuses. Obviously, the 8-1 on the morning line, that's a good number. The problem is the horse paired up 11s going into her last race, so really she should have exploded and made the forward move, but she went backwards. But the 8-1 is what's going to push me to this horse. And if you notice, she's been the favorite in all 3 of her first starts, in all 3 of her races. She does get Kendrick Carmouche for the first time. And what's really interesting is the owner is Mike Rapoli. Mike Rapoli owns a lot of horses, Fierceness, all the good ones. He owns a million terrific horses, and he gave this horse to Kevin Attard. I have a feeling that he gave her to Kevin Attard to run in Woodbine because of the Lasix factor. But Woodbine is now closed, so I guess they had no choice but to come down here and run.
Okay. Well, she better be 8-1 then. Because if not, then she's not a good play.
No, of course not. It's strictly a price play. That I ended up on her only because of the price.
Okay, next up is the 2 Fast Market, and it took Fast Market 9 races to break her maiden. She actually tried a grade 2 race in between those races, and that didn't go off very well. So I don't understand why this horse is 8-1, to tell you the truth.
Well, what should she be? She's like a practical. Listen, the truth of the matter is everyone in the race, with the exception of the 1 and the 5, run basically 14s and 15s, don't they? So they're all really the same horse. So, some of these horses are obviously going to drift up and go off higher prices. I don't like this horse. She's had enough time. Listen, the truth of the matter is she hasn't gone backwards in her 8 starts this year, but she's just too slow. She's not fast enough yet. So for that reason, I avoided her.
Yeah, and she hasn't been off Lasix very much either. So, I'd like to see at least one more positive move from Fast Market, and then maybe next time. But I don't know. I just don't see any value here at 8-1. Next up is the 3, Winfinity. And Winfinity is a 15-1 shot. Now, she ran a 9 on dirt, and that was in July. And then she came off dirt, popped back onto turf, which she had been on once previously. That was last September, 2024. So she's been on turf the last 2 races with those same numbers you mentioned, John, a 14 and a 15.
Well, like the rest of the field. And if anything, she seems to be going in the wrong direction, and she is coming off of Lasix also. So why would I want to bet her when I have other options in the race?
Okay, now we're going to go with Griselda, and she's a 6-1 shot. You got Chad Brown and Pratt. So you wonder you're probably not going to get 6-1 because of that. Chad Brown has won this race, by the way, 6 times. This is one of his 2 horses in the field. Coming off back-to-back 14s, 1 on Lasix, one without. The one without was here at Aqueduct, so maybe that matters. But this is a way to kind of start talking about that last race, which was the race at Aqueduct in September the 20th, because she finished in 4th, and she finished in 4th behind Ready for Candy, the 5, who won the race, Paradise City, the 7, who finished in 2nd by a nose, and Decadent, the 8, who finished in 3rd. So I think that's going to be an interesting way, at least that I might use this race. But as far as this horse, I mean, if I'm getting 6-1, I mean, I guess you got to be intrigued with Pratt and Brown combo, but I just think I don't think we're getting 6-1.
You will never get 6-1. The horse went off the favorite last time against us, basically the same field. So I don't think you're going to get that price on this horse, and for that reason, I mean, I would use her in exactas because both of her races, by the way, were paceless races. Excuse me. She's a closer, and they were going real slow, so she had no pace to close into. That being said, so there's somewhat excuses. This horse is going to make a forward move, by the way, off the 14s. This is a pair of 14s. Here comes the forward pop.
Yeah. Because, well, we'll talk about the other horses soon. Okay, so the 5 is the favorite, Ready for Candy. Now, she's 2-1. She should be the favorite, but the problem is, or maybe the problem could be, she ran an 11 in that race. Now, that is a 3-point new top, and she's looking at right about less than a month, or right about a month, and that's, potential bounce territory.
Yeah, but she's really done nothing wrong. It was only a 3-point new top. It's not like she, made a 5-point new top. The problem is, like you said, there's no real value. She's 2-1, and she could win.
Yep. And then we go with the 6, the 7-2 shot. Pretty picture. This is the second Chad Brown horse. But yeah, 7-2 for a horse that's run 2 16s.
That's crazy. And not only that, this horse went off 90 cents to $1 last time out. The thing I could tell you about her, if you're looking to play her, she is 2 for 2. So she won both of those races despite the slow numbers. But they were also at Monmouth. This is New York. Monmouth is like, like a AAA team.
Yeah, it's like, come on, it's New Jersey. It's not New York.
Okay, but Brown does run horses there. Not his not his front line horses, but it is what it is. 7-2, they could keep this horse. 7-2, she wins. She beats you. You tip your hat and you say thank you. See you next week.
No, I just noticed that Jose made an appearance. Sorry, okay. Jose, but we don't have a translator here on the live. So I don't. I'm sure it's positive comment. So whatever it is, you're welcome. Okay. So now we get to Paradise City. Now it gets interesting. So we've got a horse that's double the money who raced a really strong race, 2 Ready for Candy, and lost by a nose, going off at 27-1 because it was her first race on turf. And it was a good first race on turf, running a 14. Now, she had run a 12 on dirt, and she had run a 13 on dirt. But it's her first race on turf. She just finished a race where she barely lost. And again, if I'm just going by the odds, and we'd have no idea what the odds are going to look like, obviously, on Saturday, then I'd rather take the 7. I'm getting double the money.
Yeah, okay, but she went off 27-1 last week when she missed by a nose. You're not getting 27-1 this week, so it's hard to bet a horse that was 27-1 and you didn't play him and then come back and bet him at a short price. Just as a general gambling rule. And
at least I wasn't there to not play her, but yes.
Okay. But you get what I'm saying.
Yes,
you missed the wedding. Why are you showing up for the funeral?
And then the same thing for Decadent, because Decadent finished 3rd in that race, and you're getting 10-1. Now, she ran a 15. Now, the good thing about Decadent, which again is the reason why I'm gonna make this horse my top pick, is because she did run 2 11s in her first 2 races on dirt, won both races, one with, one without Lasix. Then in her first turf race, she ran 3rd behind the 2 horses in this field. She had a 5-month break between those 2 first races to these 2 last races. So, I mean, McPeak is having a good meet so far. She has experience over this track with the race last time out. So at 10-1, I'm going to just gamble. And she's a closer as well.
Well, if you're between the 7 and 8, obviously you're supposed to go to the 8 because the 8 is 10-1 and the 7 is 4-1.
Yes.
So I could see that. That makes some sense. But I mean, again, It's one of those races. Half the field ran against each other last time out. I believe 5 out of the 8 horses are coming out of the same race. So, and the winner, by the way, Ready for Candy, only won the race by a nose. So keep all that in mind. I'm going with the Stranger, the 1. Hopefully I get that price 8-1. Let's play exact as 1 over 4, 5, and 8.
4, 5, 8. Okay.
You could reverse them as well, obviously.
All right. And I will go ahead and again, I'm going to go with 8. I'm going to go with the 1 as well. And then I'm going to go with the 4 and I guess it's going to be between the 5 and the 7. So I'll do the 7. So I'll do 8 over 147. John will do 1 over 458. And that's it for the race number 7 at Aqueduct. Now we turn our attention to Keeneland. And this is a better race because we have a huge field here. It's also double the price. So this is the big race of the weekend. It is the Raven Run Stakes. It's a grade 2, 3-year-olds, fillies, $400,000 purse. We'll go off about close to 20 after 5 on Saturday. 7 furlongs. The 9 is the morning line favorite, and that is Ragtime, a 3-to-1 shot coming off a grade 3 win at Churchill last month on that same date that we were talking about those other horses on the 20th of September. All right. But again, a full field of 12 horses. We'll see if all of them stick. There's a bunch of different alternates in case they don't, but if anything, and again, the weather should be fine in Kentucky as well.
I didn't check Kentucky. I assume it's okay. I know New York will be fine for sure. So
all right. So here we go. Start with the 1, Delightful Claire. Rosario on board for the second time. And when he was on board the first time, it was the only time the horse won. She won with Rosario, breaking her maiden in August, running a 9. It was also her best race. Unfortunately, since that race, she's gone the opposite way with an 11 and a 12, but you are getting 10-1.
Yeah. Listen, you're going to see that a lot of these horses in this race run between a 10 and a 12 for the most part. You have a couple of horses that may be a little faster. Obviously, this is one of them. And, you got the odds you see now are not going to obviously be the odds at post time. So the horse, Phil Bauer does a terrific job in Kentucky. The horse has a shot. I'm using the horse underneath as one of my hookups.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I like about this race is there's a bunch of long shot opportunities. There's a bunch of horses that if you pick the right one, you can make some money on this race.
Exactly.
So the 2 is Vixen. She's never been on dirt before, so that's a problem. She's a 20-to-1 shot. She's got Gaffalione on board, so that's not a problem. Her best numbers were 12. She's got a bunch of 12s.
But the problem is she's never run on dirt, and she's going to have to run better than the 12. I don't like this horse here. She's an unknown, so obviously if you want to use her at a price, go ahead. But I just think you have better options personally.
The 3 is Strong State, a 15-to-1 shot, who will be looking to win for the first time outside of a maiden race off of Lasix. She's got 2 Lasix wins. And that had come recently. She came off of Lasix her last time out in a grade 3 race and finished a strong second, running an 11. Now she's got back-to-back 11s. Does that work out for pairs here, John?
Let's check it out and let you know. Hold on. Well, there's too much time between.
Too much time in between.
Yeah. And
all
she's
right.
Second time off of Lasix, by the way.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about Strong State?
She's like other horses in the race, Okay. She hasn't done anything wrong. She's 3 years old, and she's kind of on the improve. So
yeah, again, it is one of these horses that if you don't take her and she wins, we go, well, there you go. I mean, hopefully one of you guys did, and you make some money. So there's a lot of options here. All right, the 4 is Volleyball Princess, a 30-to-1 shot, and a horse that for 30-to-1 is not a bad idea, only because of the fact that you're getting such a big number, and her number not that bad compared to the other horses. She gets off to a good start, 22, 17, 14. Then she has a bad 3-race stretch. Comes back in her last 3 races with 14, 14, and 12, heading in the right direction into this race. So like I said, I mean, at least you're getting a big number at 30-to-1. Yeah,
I would never talk anyone off at 30-to-1 shot. But the problem I have with this horse is her one and only race at Keeneland was practically the worst race she's run this year, that 18, but it was on a wet track, and her last 3 races, 4 races, all kind of minor league tracks. Last time she ran at Parks, the time before that was Charlestown, time before that was Monmouth. So now she's facing, she's stepping up to the major leagues here.
Yeah, the good news is that she does have a win at Aqueduct, which is actually one of her only 2 wins. Her only win outside the maiden, and that was her best race. She ran just a 14, though. Okay, next up, we have the 5 and
Almond
Joy.
Joy. Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. So sort of like the candy.
Exactly.
Okay. Almond Joy, 15-1 shot. She's got a grade 3 win. She also has won 5 in a row. The grade 3 win was the last time out at Del Mar. She's got back-to-back 12s coming in here. And it's interesting that if you take a look at her last 9 races, she was always, a pretty strong contender. She's favorite several times. Now she's a big 15-1 shot. So I think this is a horse. And now how about those 12s? Is that nice for a pair?
Yeah, she could run a 10 off of this line for sure. And I'm using this horse. She's really in top form now. She's never really done anything wrong. The 17 that she ran 3 starts back was around 2 turns. It was 1 1/8 miles.
Okay.
This is 7 furlongs. So I think she's better going shorter than she is going long, because even last year as a 2-year-old, the worst race she ran was that 41. And that was a distance race as well. So, I'm looking at 12 last 2 races. I could see a 10 coming, and the price is certainly juicy.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to get 15-1. It doesn't
No,
make
you
much
won't.
sense. Yeah.
But it is a low profile trainer. People in Kentucky don't know who Aggie Ordonez is. She's a good trainer in Southern California. Doesn't have a big barn, but she does good work with limited horses.
Okay. All right. So another good potential long shot. Next up is Reputation, and another intriguing long shot. Now her rider is having a bad meet, but if you take a look at the horse,
well, it's not that bad if you look closely. Only 1 for 35, but 7 seconds and 5/3. So he actually finished in the money almost 50% of the time. He's having a problem finding a winner's circle, but his horses are live and running.
And the horse in her last 3, she did an 11, then a 9, and then bounced to the 13. So maybe there's an opportunity for her to get back towards the 9.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a stretch. I don't really like her.
Next up is the 7, Maida. And Maida is a 10-1 shot. Now she's coming off a 7. Now she's done nothing wrong in 4 races, going from 22, a pair of 12s, and then a 7, a 5-point new top. So there is a bounce factor written all over this one, but at least you're getting 10-1.
Yeah, but that is the problem. She ran a 5-point new top last time out, and it was her first time off of Lasix. She remains off of Lasix, and I think she has to bounce personally off of the 7. And she's only 10-1. I would rather bet Almond Joy, the 5 at 15-1, than the 7 at 10-1.
I'd like to bet both of them.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Usha. And Usha has got
Usha.
All right. We could say Usha as well. Baffert took over this horse that was doing nothing, and then turned her into a 7 and a 9 at Del Mar with a couple of wins on Lasix. Irad Ortiz Jr. will be jumping on board for the first time. Usha is 9-2.
It's not that it was first time Baffert 2 starts ago. Baffert had the horse as a baby in her first 3 races as a 2-year-old.
True, yeah.
He shipped to Aqueduct, and she ran under Terra Nova, who saddles a lot of horses for Baffert. I like this horse. This horse is going to be my top pick. You could look at it that maybe the horse woke up when going on Lasix this year because of the big improvement.
You can.
Yeah, you can. Listen, it's a New York bred that was running in California and now ends up in Kentucky. That's unusual in its own right, because Baffert, what's he doing with a New York bred? He doesn't run in New York. So that's why that 19, then when she shipped to Aqueduct last year, was for, it must have been a New York stake race or something. It was a race for New York breds, I'm sure of it. So anyway, I just think she grew up, and she's a 3-year-old now, and he figured her out. And Baffert's not the kind of guy that has a horse that needs Lasix. If the horse isn't going to run off of Lasix, he wouldn't ship the horse in. I think this horse, if you really get anywhere near 9-2, is a must bet, in my opinion.
All right. She'll be racing in a stakes race for the first time. And again, it's not like this is a heavy field. So we'll see if Usha can come through on Saturday. Next up is the 9, Ragtime. Now, this is a 3-1 shot. This is the morning line favorite. She's got 3 wins, runner up. She's got that grade 3 last time out. She's run 3 straight 11s. So at 3-1, what do you think about Ragtime?
What's so good about her? I mean, she's like a lot of other horses in the race. It's
No
not like she
value.
ran better than the 11. She's 3-1. At 3-1, they could keep her. No, thank you. I
Yep.
mean, obviously she could win.
Sure, but no value.
Yeah, I don't want her at 3-1. The name of the game is looking for value.
The 10 is Simply Joking. It sounds like we've done this horse before at some other time. Anyway, Simply Joking is an 8-1 shot. And she ran a 14 and a 13 and then just had a miserable day at the Kentucky Oaks. We haven't seen her since. She changed trainers as well. I don't know. What do you think about Simply Joking at 8-1?
Well, I'm using this horse off the barn switch. First time for Mike McCarthy, who trains journalism, so we know he knows how to train. And I think this horse is probably going to run well. And at 8-1, I'm certainly using him.
Yeah, because the thing is, in those first 3 races, if you just draw a line out of the 26, those are pretty good numbers for her first 3 races.
Absolutely, I agree.
11, 14, and 13, and an 8-1 shot on top of it. Okay, next up is the 11, Quiet Side, a 4-1 shot, and she's got a grade 2 win and a grade 3 win, but her best numbers are only 12s. She had 12s in both of those wins. And then her last race was a 17. So again, what are you looking at here? Is a 4-1 shot.
4-1. They can keep that horse at 4-1. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want that horse at 4-1.
And then the 12 is a 10-1 shot. You got a good combo of Saez and D'Amato. She ran a couple of 11s in her in 2 of her last 3 starts on dirt. But then the last time out, she ran a 14.
Yeah, I don't really like her. And, she's okay at best, but she's drawn outside. I think we have better options.
And what's the better post for this particular?
Outside posts are better than inside posts. You want to be drawn outside. I'm going with the 8, Yusha Exactas, with the 1, Delightful Claire, the 5, Almond Joy, and the 10, Simply Joking. 8 with 1, 5, and 10.
Okay, and then I am going to go with the 10 over the 1, the 5, and the 7. So
I think you got the right. You may have the right horse here.
John's got 8 over 1, 5, 10. I have 10 over 1, 5, 7. Now next week we've got one more pre-Breeders' Cup week, and that is going to be you have a graded stakes race at 2 of them at Keeneland. But then there's a boatload of stakes races that are not graded at Aqueduct. What are you saying that day is called?
That's New York Bred Day. So it's all stake races for the New York Breds.
Okay, so then we have a lot to choose from next week. And then we'll let you know next week what we're going to do for our bonus coverage for the Breeders' Cup. So can't wait for that. John, appreciate your time as always.
Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe and be well. We'll talk to you next week.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, John.